Welcome back to part three. Um, we just talked about the political bosses and the political machine, and even though there was a lot of good, there was a lot of bad that was going on, and these political machines were now beginning to negatively influence the elections and the people around them as well. So when at first they were playing a good role, they were now playing quite a negative role, and now we're going to go into the reform. So patronage is giving government jobs to friends and helpers in the elections. We talked about how this was happening before, how you would give government jobs to people, like political bosses would give government jobs to the people who help them and their friends as well. This is kind of similar to the Jacksonian democracy that we talked about before, of giving jobs to the common man or giving jobs to your friends, which was something that was not really popular before Jacksonian democracy, but now it is very normal to do. But people are getting quite tired of it. Many wanted to switch to the merit system, which is hiring the most qualified people for the role, which sounds crazy, I know. But it's just something that people are starting to press more on. There were a few greater scandals as well that were going on that just showed that these political bosses were becoming very out of control and more powerful than the cities had wanted them to be. So when at first they were helping a lot, they are now at a point of negative effect. So a few presidents that really impacted and helped. President Hayes was elected in 1876, and he sent investigators in city governments, and fired those who were corrupt. Basically, he could not get Congress to be on his side in order to make reform. So instead, he sent investigators into different parts of cities to see the jobs that were going on, and then would fire the ones that had evidence of corruption. Chester A. Arthur, who was the vice president of Garfield. Garfield was shot and killed. And so he became the new president, and the person that shot and killed him thought that, well, Arthur was not a reformer up until this point, but after Garfield's death, he became a reformer and made the Pendleton Service Civil Service Act, which appointed federal jobs based on the merit system. So he used that specifically for merit system, and then 40% of all federal jobs became under the Pendleton Civil Service Act. So he was making his own reform in this way as well. And with these different reforms, a lot of the power went away from the hands of local city officials and more towards the federal government. And this is partly where you see the federal government growing in size and power. And this is what goes into big business buying influence, because now employees could no longer gain contributions through campaigns. Politicians relied on big businesses instead. The bond between big business and government was stronger than ever before, and this is a bond that is very hard to try to change. You can see here, this is the Senate office, the Senate room, and you can see all these large industries behind them, basically being the ones really controlling Congress. And this is the end of the political machine in a way, or in the early stages of the political machine. And that's all I have for you today. So thank you very much, and have a excellent Monday. And I will see you Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah.